My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and to see my latest CNN appearances and my MSNBC appearances, you can go to hagoodman.com. Bernie Sanders is a once-in-a-lifetime candidate. This is why I've devoted so much time and writing, over 120 articles in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon. I've been on MSNBC, CNN. I have my YouTube channel that's primarily almost all devoted to Bernie Sanders. I love Bernie. I believe that if Bernie stays in the race, he wins. No question about it. No question about it. He beats Trump by 10.4 points without controversy or scandals or FBI questions or possible FBI indictments. And I was proved right in many respects. If the fact that I said indictments are imminent is something that, if you're the type of person that says, oh, H.A., you were wrong about the imminent indictments, then you're not looking at the big picture. Because Hillary Clinton is running for president when the majority of the country views her to be a liar. She just had 2 FBI criminal investigations. She has one ongoing for the public corruption. FBI James Comey spoke about that. She's done everything from completely fabricate and lie about a story pertaining to Bosnian sniper fire, laughing that a child rapist passed the polygraph test, calling black youth super predators, taking money from prison lobbyists, voting for the Iraq war, pushing for the bombing of Libya, which was President Obama's worst mistake. I can go on forever. I'm sure you can as well. But if she can run for president with that baggage, I'm okay with my imminent indictment comments or predictions. In terms of predictions, I'm one of the few. There were other journalists, there were other writers, there were other columnists. Very few. I might be the most vocal. I might have been the most vocal, saying that Bernie's going to win and do it and take it all. He's here right now. He has not conceded. Nobody thought that was possible. I said Bernie would be here at this point. But the overall issue is this. If anyone loves Bernie, it's me. I love Bernie. I want Bernie Sanders to win. I believe that our nation needs Bernie Sanders now more than ever. He defeats Trump by 10.4 points in an average of polls. Hillary Clinton, dear leader Clinton, only beats Trump by 4.6 points, something like about 4.6 points in the Real Clear Politics polls. If you look at HuffPost pollster favorability ratings, they're separated by 3 points, Trump and Clinton. So the fear-mongering regarding Trump, the country doesn't like Clinton either. They're almost tied in terms of favorability ratings. Bernie Sanders is has the only positive favorability ratings. He's the only honest and trustworthy candidate in 2016. The reason I am beginning this segment with all of this is I want you to know that I am still advocating Bernie Sanders. 150,000%. But what could take place is another propaganda spin. So I will read you really quickly after I'm done with explaining my thought process. The fact that Hillary Clinton still can't admit that she sent and received information that was marked classified, information that was classified at the time. She lied through her teeth regarding that. And don't expect the Daily Banter or the Slate or any public relations firms for Hillary Clinton to talk about this or to speak about the fact that the State Department reopened its own email investigation or that the FBI wouldn't, or the Comey declined to even mention whether or not there's a Clinton Foundation probe. Or the fact that there's other issues, the perjury issue, which I am going to speak about and definitely annoy Hillary bots. She will get indicted if there's justice, if justice exists in this country regarding, you know what, I say this, and there's so much going on. And I said, I definitely, you must subscribe to Tim Black. He's amazing. He's spoken about Alton Sterling and Philando Castile in the murder of the 5 officers in Dallas. He has a very powerful segment. I had my own segment yesterday. But if justice in terms of politics, you see, if there is not 2 separate forms of the rule of law, Hillary Clinton lied to the Benghazi Committee regarding the emails, the servers, the classified information. She lied under oath. That comes with consequences. So you can't live a life like Hillary Clinton and evade legal consequences and moral consequences forever. It catches up to you. But overall, what I'm trying to say is this. If Bernie Sanders endorses Hillary Clinton next week, if that takes place, we all must stay strong and passionate for this movement. You can't just give up. And I know that most Bernie Sanders supporters will not support Clinton. The Bloomberg poll a couple weeks back says 50%. I think it's actually a higher number than 50%. But number one, if Bernie supports Hillary, if Bernie endorses Hillary, the first thing I'll say is Bernie Sanders is an amazing human being. And although I disagree with him, I think that he's done a tremendous service to the United States of America and to this country and to this world. And even though the despicable House Democrats, and I say this only because they booed Bernie Sanders, or I should say the House Democrats who actually booed Bernie Sanders are despicable. Even though some House Democrats booed Bernie Sanders the other day, quote, and this is from Politico, quote, "The goal isn't to win elections. The goal is to transform America," Sanders said at one point, according to multiple lawmakers and aides in the room. Some Democrats booed Sanders for that line, which plays better on the campaign trail than in front of a room full of elected officials. No doubt these elected officials couldn't care less about American democracy, or the fact that we need to transform the nation, or the fact that too big to fail banks should be broken up, or that never-ending perpetual counterinsurgency wars should end. They don't keep us safer. They make things worse. They make us less safe. They create havoc and chaos in the Middle East. Or the fact that America needs free public college tuition, or that we need to oppose the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which is, we lost that battle with the Democratic establishment. They're a bunch of liars anyway. Hillary Clinton's a liar. She opposed it, but I guess we couldn't pass it as part of the platform, which is interesting. She's a liar. She will support it if she's elected. But my overall point is this. If Bernie Sanders endorses Hillary Clinton, you have to stay strong, and you have to stay just as passionate, and you can't be heartbroken, and you can't be despondent, or you can't allow them to manipulate you. You can't allow the Hillary bots who are just so happy and giddy that James Comey stated the case for indictment but didn't indict. And what does Comey get for it? What does the Honorable James Comey get for it? I'll read. Hillary Clinton basically called the head of the FBI a liar. She still stands by her claim that she didn't send or received information that was classified. Now they're hiding behind it wasn't marked classified correctly. There's no way to get to this. There's no way to pin this person down legally. Eventually, with the perjury, they'll get her. And if you don't believe that prediction, then don't vote for her. Don't even think of voting for Clinton. Hillary bot. Because she's been wrong on every prediction she's made pertaining to Iraq. She voted for the Iraq war. She said there was WMD. She furthered that Bush-era myth. I could go on for Libya. That was for humanitarian reasons. Caused death and destruction. Okay, another failed prediction. Whole bunch of things pertaining to Hillary Clinton and either failed policies or lies or predictions or whatever. So if Clinton can run for president, believe me, my credibility is just fine, Hillary bot. But what the heck was I saying? Okay. The point is, 10 minutes into it, if Bernie Sanders endorses Hillary Clinton, like I said, the first thing is he's an amazing force, a powerful presence, and he's transformed American politics in many, many ways. The next logical step is Jill Stein and the Green Party. I urge Bernie Sanders to accept Jill Stein's invitation to run, to just head the nomination for the Green Party, if he feels that the Democratic Party will not give him a fair chance at the convention, which they haven't ever given him a fair chance, from rigged debates to election fraud to a whole bunch of things. So the fact that in every single state, the Democratic machine was 100% behind Clinton. But you get Bernie Sanders has done so much, and House Democrats still boo, and they are completely full of themselves. And on the major issues like the Trans-Pacific Partnership, Democratic platform, the Democratic establishment won't budge, even though dear leader Clinton now opposes the TPP. What does that tell you? In terms of foreign policy and war, you are getting a neocon if elected. If Clinton is elected, you're getting a liberal neocon. Liberal on certain social policies, neocon on the authorization for use of military force, which if you're voting for Hillary Clinton, or if you're a Bernie supporter eventually voting for Clinton because you fear Trump, you must not care about never-ending perpetual wars. Because although Trump is a buffoon, I don't fear him. Clinton is the danger. She can't, you're looking at that private server in the White House with even higher levels of classification than she had at state. And you're looking at future wars. You're looking at Clinton sending more Americans back to battle, back to counterinsurgency wars, where half to two-thirds of all the Americans killed and wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan were the victims of IED blasts. Jill Stein wants to end that, of course. Bernie Sanders has spent his career ending that. He voted against the Iraq war. Clinton voted for it, obviously. My point, though, is they're going to come at you hard if that endorsement takes place. So you need to be ready. If you're watching this YouTube channel, you have your head, you have your heart and your mind and your psyche ready for furthering the movement, a progressive movement, a political revolution. You are there. So I don't need to tell you anything, because my amazing subscribers are strong and passionate, and they love Bernie, and many of you are going to vote for Jill Stein if Bernie endorses Clinton. And I know that you'll still love Bernie, and I will still love Bernie. But you have to be ready. If you are either on the fence, or if you are the type of person to be, heartbroken. And I'll be heartbroken if Bernie endorses Clinton. But if you're the type of person that will be crushed by Bernie endorsing Clinton, there's another plan. You can still stay strong and passionate. You can still stay energetic. And that's voting for Jill Stein, because the movement continues. In a sense, Bernie Sanders would pass the baton to Jill Stein, even though he's not saying that. Now, the point is, if the Green Party ends up taking votes away to where Trump could possibly win, I don't care. If anything, that sends a message to a corrupt Democratic establishment, where Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe is the subject of his own FBI criminal investigation, where Hillary Clinton just barely escaped indictments, Hillary bot. Brainwashed Hillary supporter. Brainwashed Hillary supporter. I'm speaking to you. Are you happy that Hillary Clinton had an FBI criminal investigation where she was the subject? It wasn't a security review. Where she sent and received classified information, special access program intelligence, everything that I have been saying for months. Comey said she used multiple servers. Now she won't even, I'll put the link below, she won't even admit that everything Comey stated. I can read you right now, Hillary bot. I'm glad you're watching. Clinton stands by claim she did not send or receive classified emails. ABC News. Hillary Clinton today again stood by her belief that she did not send or receive classified information while she was Secretary of State, despite an FBI investigation that concluded otherwise. I stand by what I said, the presumptive Democratic nominee told ABC News. I did not send or receive any materials marked classified. Who cares if it's marked classified? You must be a complete moron. You must be so stupid as Secretary of State to own a private server when you know you would be receiving information that would be marked or not marked classified. It's the information that's important. The SAP intelligence doesn't have to be marked classified. It's born classified. It's always classified. How do you expect to do work? Whatever. However, last week, FBI Director James Comey said that 110 emails in 52 email chains were determined to contain some form of classified information at the time they were sent. He went on to specify that Clinton was on 7 of those chains that were classified as top secret. You don't need a classification if it's top secret. It's always top secret. The information, even if it's retroactively classified, the information should never have been on a private server. That's why Comey said, no, I don't want my agents owning a private server. Apparently, he doesn't care about the president owning a private server. And then in parentheses, during a hearing before Congress this week, however, Comey clarified that 3 of those emails were not properly marked and therefore could have been missed by Clinton. There's one ridiculous article out there from a public relations, essentially a public relations firm for Clinton, stating, oh, goody, it wasn't marked classified. Oh, dear leader was right. Properly marked. Who cares if it's properly marked? Or she should have said, hey, what's this marking? What does it mean? She didn't care. It was marked classified. Now they're hiding behind the marking wasn't properly marked. I mean, there's no accountability, zero, absolutely zero. And people are worried about my predictions, which most of them came true. Not my fault that Comey didn't indict when he made the case for indictment. James Comey sounded like H.A. Goodman. He said everything that I said and more. And he didn't indict. So, I mean, what can I do? I can only say that Clinton is corrupt. She's a liar. She's jeopardized national security. Everything Comey said. He completely destroyed all her email defenses. He said that if anybody else did it, they'd face repercussions. He didn't. He stated that he didn't want his FBI agents to own a private server. Why not? What if they just said, oh, it's convenience? He knew the intent even before. He knew she claimed convenience. He knew there was no email stating, I'm going to take that money from the Russians and pretend I'm so stupid that I'll put SAP intelligence on a private server, and this way they'll hack into it, but I won't say anything, and I'll accept that money. And he wasn't going to find that. That's the criminal intent he was looking for. Instead, she circumvented behind the notion that she was so stupid that she didn't understand what the classification marking, because it wasn't marked classified, or she didn't know she'd be receiving classified information. I can go on forever. Okay. Basically, my point is this. You're looking at future scandals, future controversies, future investigations, perjury. Hillary Clinton lied under oath regarding multiple servers. She said she only had one. She lied about receiving classified information. It doesn't, you can't hide behind, well, it wasn't marked the way I wanted it to be marked. So, and the information never had to be marked classified. She was sloppy and she was careless. And those are the words that Comey stood by. So she's toast politically and legally if they want to go after her with perjury, and the Republicans do. So get ready for 4 years of nonstop investigation and scandal. You will not have progressives. You will not have independents. You will not have conservatives defending Clinton. You will have an ever-dwindling group of die-hard, brainwashed Clinton supporters, and they will dwindle and dwindle and dwindle until finally the FBI will have enough courage, or some government agency will have enough courage to say, enough. This person is indeed a national security risk. This person cannot be either president or cannot run for president. So, yes, I am only voting for Bernie Sanders in 2016. If he endorses Clinton, I will not be able to vote for him. I was thinking of, this whole time I was going to write in Bernie Sanders, but I feel that making another type of statement. And Jill Stein is an amazing woman. She's amazing. Now, Bernie's amazing, obviously, but Jill Stein is an amazing woman. And she takes it even further in many respects in terms of the political revolution and the movement. But Bernie Sanders is a once-in-a-lifetime candidate. I'm only voting for Bernie Sanders. However, and there was one comment saying, oh, you're a traitor or whatever. No. I said if Bernie endorses Hillary Clinton, and if he plays ball with the DNC, I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm putting whatever influence or weight I have. And apparently, if you speak to people who are brainwashed, quote unquote, progressive writers, I have zero influence. I'm crazy. I'm a clown. I'm delusional, and I never predict anything. So they don't have to worry. They don't have to worry what I say. I just think that if you're voting out of fear for Hillary Clinton, you're not only engaging in a foolish act, you are putting someone who is more dangerous than Donald Trump. Trump's a buffoon, yeah, I agree. I don't like Trump. But Hillary Clinton is an actual threat to national security in many ways. Just ask James Comey. He didn't indict, but everything he said was everything that I said for the past 6 months. Thank you so much for listening. This segment is about empowerment and the fact that this movement lives on. If Bernie Sanders has to do what he has to do, and if he ever does endorse Clinton, I'll love him no matter what. But the movement lives on in that scenario with Jill Stein. So if the Hillary bots try to intimidate you, you know how you can fight back peacefully and politically. Peacefully. Thank you so much for listening.